Hi everybody, welcome to today's edition of the CrossFit Games Update Show. I'm Sean Woodland with Annie Sakamoto and Pat Sherwood, continuing to preview the individual competition at the 2016 Reebok CrossFit Games. And today we break down the athletes who will be heading to Carson, California, out of the California Regional. We'll start with the men's side, where there are a couple of athletes who are making their return, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to watching both of them.
I think primarily the number one would be Josh Bridges. He's just going to make the games more exciting to watch by his mere presence.
Yeah, 5 athletes from the California Regional heading to the CrossFit Games, and of course Josh Bridges won that regional. 3 vets and then 2 individual rookies will be heading to the games from the California Regional. But Josh Bridges and Garrett Fisher have been absent from the games, both making a comeback. Last time we saw them, we saw Fisher finishing 5th. We saw Josh Bridges, with that, everyone's going to remember that 405 pound deadlift. But they're different athletes now coming back to the games. How, though, are they different this time around?
Yeah, I think they have 2 very different returns back. So Josh Bridges legitimately, I think, is looking to murder most athletes at the games, get himself on the podium and get that gold medal if he can. That's, I think, his mindset going into this. Strength's been an issue compared to his peers. It's better, but I still think if a 1 rep comes up, that could hurt him a little bit. But other than that, watch out for him. He's been maniacal in his training. Garrett Fisher, on the other hand, spoke with him today, actually. He's very happy to go back. He's not so much giving himself like, I need to beat my performance from back when I took 5th place or whatnot. But I think Garrett's one of those individuals. He's a big, strong, athletic guy that I feel will do better in the games environment than he did at regionals.
Now, Rasmus Weisbeck-Anderson is a guy who's been in the games environment, but as a member of a team, so what can we expect to see from him in the individual competition?
I think considering he's healthier this year, I think he could do really well. We saw him shine at regionals, although he was outshone by Josh Bridges, but he was right there underneath Bridges the entire time. So I think Rasmus, he's part of the Sea of Green. He should do well.
Yeah, and he's been trying to get to the games as an individual for multiple years, so he's finally achieved his goal. And he also said, yeah, he's a competitive guy, but he wants to go year 1 as a rookie on the individual side, learn as much as he can, and then come back even better and stronger.
The other 2 men out of the California Regional are Marcus Philly. He's making his 3rd trip, and then Christian Lucero, who is the rookie there from an individual standpoint. But what can we expect from the 2 of them? How do they factor into the competition?
Well, Christian Lucero, on paper, his stats are amazing.
Incredible.
And he's been like that for a while. He definitely, on paper, has the potential. But he notoriously, in 2014 and 2015, did not have stellar performances at the regionals. He moves to the California Super Region and is immensely consistent all weekend. Absolutely. He really showed what his potential, what he was capable of. So I think he's going to do good. Whereas Marcus Philly, he's always been very consistent at regionals, and then unfortunately he hasn't done really well. He got 25th in the 2014 games, 37th in 2013. So I think Marcus Philly so far has shown that he's really good at getting to the games, but he's not necessarily good being at the games.
Right. Well, let's head over to the women's side of the California Regional, and a lot of familiar names coming to the CrossFit Games out of this competition. Jamie Hagia is the only rookie. Lauren Fisher wins it. She had 5 finishes inside the top 6 in the process. So last time we saw Lauren Fisher at the games, she was busy finishing 9th. Is she ready to take the next step now and jump into that elite category?
I don't think she's going to fall off too far from the last time that we saw her. So she takes 9th, and what do you want to know? Hey, was it just a good year for her? How did that shake out? We don't get to see her last year because of the ankle injury. Much anticipated comeback, wins the California Regional. That's instant credibility as far as I'm concerned. Extremely talented athlete, comes from different genetic stock than we do. I mean, her brother's going to the games as well. I think she's going to thrive in that environment. I don't think she's in that same conversation as your Cara Webbs, your Camille LeBlanc, your Annie Thorzar. I think if there's a tier just behind that, that's where she is. Go to the games 2016, come back 2017 even better and try to get on that podium.
Sandra Pacelli is making her 4th appearance at the CrossFit Games, and it's been a strange past 3 performances from her. After her rookie year when she finished 4th, she goes 23rd and then 32nd. Now granted, she's had some injuries that she's been dealing with. That's obviously going to affect things, but could this be the year that she finally turns it around?
I think the last couple of years have been hard for Alessandra. We've seen her not at full capacity, but we've also seen Alessandra Pacelli when she is at full capacity. Yeah. We know what she's capable of. Obviously, strength is one of her mainstays, but what's most amazing to me is her gymnastics and her endurance for the size that she is. She's listed as one of the heaviest female athletes, as the heaviest female athlete, yet whenever she's doing the gymnastics or the endurance things, the things that you think are gonna stuff her.
She's incredible.
She thrives.
Yeah.
So assuming that she is healthy, I think this could be her comeback year for sure.
China Cho had an incredible year last year. She finished 6th at the CrossFit Games. She was the fittest American woman, at the Games last year. Then she goes on to compete at the Invitational, and she immediately inserted herself into the elite category with that performance. But how does she now build on that?
And it's kind of a cop-out answer that she is incredibly well-rounded. She just needs to do everything a little bit better. If you look at last year at the Games where she had such an amazing finish, she had 7 finishes in the 11th to 19th place range. Very solid, but those need to come down just a little bit if she wants to make her way onto the podium, which I think she has potential to do. She has that intangible, fired up, fight for every kind of spot deal. I talked to her on the phone, and she said she's not setting a number on what will define a good performance for her. She's just going to pour her heart out and fight in every event, and she's found when she does that, that leads to the best performances.
Jamie Hagia is the lone rookie here. She's been a fixture at regionals for a while, but never been able to get herself to the Games. That changes this year. Why do you think she could be a factor?
Jamie Hagia just qualified in what is one of the toughest female regions there is, the California region. And even more impressive to me was that she qualified in an event where I thought she was out. I did not think light thrusters and legless rope climbs was going to be the event that was going to move Jamie Hagia into a qualifying position. So the fact that that was the event that she got herself there in, we know she's strong.
Right.
We know her gymnastics are decent. So to get there on that,
she's a fighter.
Yep, she's a fighter for sure.
And finally, we really can't talk about this enough. Becca Voigt going to the Games for the 9th straight time. What makes this so special?
The accomplishment in and of itself is historic. In our young sport, no one's done it. She is the first one. Who knows, she might make it 10 next year, but it's not just the accomplishment of that, but it's all the other intangibles that Becca Voigt brings to the sport and how she personifies helping out the rookies, almost playing the motherly role. I mean, she is a great CrossFitter to just epitomize.
Yeah.
And if you look at the evolution of the Games from when she started and the things that they've thrown out, the weights, the workload, the weekends that have gone into weeks of work instead of just weekends, she has evolved with the Games at 35 years old. And as masters, we understand that it's not just being able to come in at this level now, it's being able to evolve with what has happened through the Games, and she's done that gracefully.
While running an affiliate the entire time.
Right.
Definitely looking forward to watching Becca Voigt and the rest of the athletes from the California Regional throw down at the 2016 Reebok CrossFit Games. Tickets are still available. Go to games.crossfit.com for those. The tennis stadium is sold out, but plenty of seats left in the soccer stadium, and you will still be able to watch all the action in one way or another at the StubHub Center. That's going to do it for us for today. Back tomorrow to take a look at the Atlantic Regional for Annie Sakamoto and Pat Sherwood. I'm Sean Woodland. We'll see you then.